Forgot. Okay, function.
Yan.
Ah, okay.
Okay. Ayan. Ngayon, yung proof, wag muna. Ang gusto ko lang na gawin mo ngayon ay, ano ba yung geometric interpretation ng bawat statement na yan? So, explain anong meaning ng theorem na yan in terms of areas.
Yun mo.
Kasi
Mm,
yung proof na talagang malinis, kailangan natin ng, wait, hindi negative r,
Zero.
twice 0 r na lang siya. Yan. Okay. So, ano ba yung itsura ng isang even function? Pag ginraph mo siya from negative r to r, or ano yung condition?
Alam mo? Sana mo?
Ano ba yung ibig sabihin ng even function?
Mm, pag negative nung ano ba, ano ba kasing even
Hindi,
function?
pasulat ng ng definition. An even function is defined to be a function that satisfies
Mm,
is even if and only if okay. In terms of graphs, anong klaseng symmetry itsura niyan?
Y symmetry po.
So, symmetry along the y-axis, may reflection symmetry. Ngayon, tingnan mo yung sinasabi ng ano, na instead of integrating from negative r to r, kailangan mo lang gawin ay twice 0 to r. Ano interpretation nun? So, mag-gawin ka ng isang example na even function. Okay. So, reflected yung function along y, di ba? Ngayon, ano yung integral from negative r to r? Interpret in terms of areas.
Bilang mo. Makanan better na.
Gawa ka ng dalawang lines na, ano, na perpendicular. Kasi, importante yung xy eh.
Bilang mo.
Okay, ngayon, pag may ginraph ka sa right hand side ng y-axis, anong magiging behavior on the left? Gawa ka ng arbitrary graph from 0 to r. So, okay. So, anong mangyayari kapag ginraph mo yan doon sa kabila? Sa 0 to negative r naman.
Mat. Ay.
Okay. So, reflected siya, no? Ngayon, ano yung integral from minus r to r?
Twice yung ano mo na. Whatever.
uh,
Tapos sa loop. Ah, okay. So, ito po. Ito. This is it.
so, may kita mo, no? Dahil equal areas dapat from 0 to r at saka negative r to r dahil dun sa symmetry. So, yun yung illustration yan. Ano yan eh, useful na technique yan kapag minsan mas madaling integrate yung negative r to r kaysa yung 0 to r. Okay, ngayon, pag add function naman, anong interpretation yan?
Mm, pagka negative.
So, pag ginraph mo, so same graph from 0 to r, pero anong mangyayari dun sa graph dun sa left? Actually, hindi pwedeng mag-ano yun eh. Pero pwede, pero may ano yan, may butas yan. Okay, so halimbawa, same graph ng original function mo, yung 0 to r.
Tingnan mo. Yan. So, ay hindi pala. Kailangan ko po yung mirror. Yan. So, ito.
Okay, so ano magiging itsura niyan doon sa other side?
Actually, I think na kailangan po ilagay sa zero muna para mas maganda.
Hindi, okay lang yan.
Sige po.
May
Hmm,
may resolution lang yan na ano, na may hindi siya exactly sige, magkakabutas yan, tapos dapat ang value na at x equals 0 is 0. So discontinuous siya dyan.
tapos, ah, ganyan. Tapos, ano ba siya?
Okay, and then
Kailan mo?
re-reflect mo uli. Dalawang ano yun, dalawang reflections yun eh. Reflect and then
Like, here.
reflect downwards. Tapos nun,
Dapat dito siya.
okay. Tapos unong mo ng konti sa taas para
Tingnan mo. Yan.
so teka, ayan. Ngayon, kailangan yung value ng function na yan ay 0 at x equals 0. So, punuin mo, tapos may butas siya at dyan sa parts na yan. Ganun din doon sa taas. Kailangan butas din yun. Kasi gawin na hindi mo masasatisfy f of x equals f of negative x.
Tapos nandito pa yung buta. Ay, dito pa yung
Oh, tapos dapat nasa origin yung ano, yung value. Yan. So yan, yung odd na function given yung 0 to r, ni-reflect natin twice. First, reflect along y, and then reflect along the x-axis. Ngayon, in terms of area, anong mangyayari? Tingnan mo. So, the
cancel po
integral
sila.
from...
Cancel po
So,
sila.
magka-cancel sila kasi, di ba? So, may cancellation. So, pag nagka-cancel, that means the integral from negative r to r is
Zero. Dito po.
0. Okay, ngayon, ipakita ko yung ano, yung paano mo i-argue yan using yung ang tawag dito? Using yung sums. So, let me share my screen. Okay. So, ngayon, kung in terms of yung Riemann sum, instead of working with the limit, you work with the approximation. So, for example, yung minus r to r of f of x dx, di ba, we know that this can be written as, the first theorem says, okay, like I can write this down as negative r to 0 So for both cases, this is gagamitin natin to. Next, yung 0 to negative r, yung negative r to 0 of f of x dx, di ba, this is the limit of uh, sum from f of x of I over I tapos delta x of I. Delta goes to 0. Tapos yung 0 to r, ganun din. So, ang kailangan lang natin i-establish ay so dito, yung interval na ginagamit natin ay negative r to 0. Dito, ang ginagamit natin ng interval ay 0 to r. So, if we start from so dito, hindi ko muna kukunin yung limit. Kasi at the end, doon ko na kukunin yung limit. So, consider sum over I to n f of x of I delta x of I in the interval 0 to r. So, yung partition natin, x of I is an element of 0 to r. Which means, yung delta x of I natin, di ba, is going to be x of I plus 1 minus x of I. So, yung sum natin from 1 to n. Ngayon, gagamitin natin yung fact na odd yung function. So, that's going to be, so, ang, yung ano, yung gagawin yan, let f consider, and then, and let f of x, hindi, even na lang. Sige, para magawa yung first part. So, yung sum from I equals 1 to n is going to be the same as I equals 1 f of negative x of I delta x of I. Uh, because the function is even. Ngayon, yung x1 is less than x2, less than x3, less than x4, etc. Di ba? Hanggang xn. Ngayon, ang gawin ko dito, okay, let's write this down as x of I plus 1 minus x of I. And then, ito magiging negative of negative x of I plus 1 plus x of I. Negative x of I plus 1 minus negative x of I. Tama ba? Yeah, tama. So, nag-introduce ko ng negative sign. Ngayon, yung next step dito ay let y sub I, or hindi, let's use a different symbol. Let z sub I be equal to negative x sub I. Ano mangyayari? Yung z sub I ngayon will run from um, yung z sub 1. So, dapat mas malaki yung x sub I, mas maliit. So, z sub n is less than z sub n minus 1, less than z sub n minus 2, hanggang z sub 1. Tapos lahat sila element ngayon ng negative r to 0. And then ito magiging f of z sub I -1. Um, Tapos, ito magiging z sub I plus 1 minus z sub I. Tapos, i-absorb natin yung, yung sign ulit. Z sub I minus z sub I plus 1. Ngayon, makikita na, yung z sub I plus 1 is going to be yeah, z sub I. So, pag z sub n, yeah, negative, okay, and then yung sum natin mag-run from z sub 1 minus z sub 1. Kaya, check ko lang. Kapag finlip ko yung signs, babaliktad, no? So, z sub n is less than z sub n minus 1 all the way to z sub 1. Tapos, yung sum natin is sa z sub 1. So, itong mga terms na to, kaya,
Mm.
huwag na natin yung ano yan. Kaya, tanggalin natin to. Balik na natin dito. Z sub I plus 1 negative plus z sub I. Okay, so hindi na natin kailangan yung unnecessary pala to. So, nag-introduce tayo ng bagong variable. Tapos, yung z sub I, so kung ang x1, so yung summation natin ganito, pag may diagram, di ba, 0, tapos ito yung x1, x2, x3, hanggang xn. Yung reflected, ito yung magiging z1, z2, z3, z4, hanggang zn. Tapos c sub I plus 1, this is going to be negative. Yeah, check ko yung sum. Mm, ano ba? Teka, pag even, ito yung partition, tapos yung sum natin, ito, z sub I plus 1, may, ano to yan, nag-change of variable lang naman tayo dito eh. Tapos ginamit natin even property dito. Ano eh, gusto kong kasing papuntahin siya sa yung expression na sum siya from zn to z1. Mm-hmm.
Ah,
Tama ba? Minus... Hindi, walang sign to, no? Tama. Ito, f of negative x of I. Hindi, meron. Kasi dami negative siya dito eh. So, kaya yung sum. Z sub I. Hindi. Tingnan natin yung first few terms. baka naman kaya nahihirapan na tayo interpret. F of z1, ito, tapos nun, z sub I plus 1 minus z sub I, z sub 1 min hmm, sorry, mukhang kailangan kong, hindi, never mind. Balikan lang natin to next time.
Sige po.
Kasi mukhang dapat ang ginawa ko niyan ay first ni partition. Tapos meron so bukod sa z sub 1, z sub 2, sa x1, x2 hanggang xn, dapat meron pang hiwalay na hanggang psi n. Sorry. Anyway, balikan na ito kapag mas pag or pag-isipan mo na rin uli. Ang importante kasi dito ay yung geometric interpretation, kaya ako siya pinagawa. Pero yung proof, mukhang hindi siya ganun ka-straightforward. So for the actual proof, let's just do it another time. Okay, so ngayon pwede tayo sa section 4.6.
Ano po? 4.6.
So, yung first na yung interpretation ng theorem ganito. If f of x is less than or equal to g of x, may mga theorems kasi na ano eh. So, yung first theorem ay if f of x is less than or equal to g of x, yung integral from ano yung symbols niya? A to b, g of x dx. Which can be ano yan eh, kapag nag-partial sums tayo dito, lalabas yung ano eh, yung, di ba, yung approximation for the integral ay sum of f of x sub I, delta x sub I. Yung approximation sa g of x, f of f of yung sample point. Tapos, ito yung ano niya eh, ito yung approximation. We know na so ang gusto natin papuntahin yan dito. So, first, alam natin na f is less than or equal to g of, assuming we're using the same sample point. Tapos, pag minultiply natin ng delta x sub I, mami-maintain yung inequality. And then, if we sum, ganun pa rin. Kasi yung sum, if A is less than B, C is less than or equal to D, may theorem na A plus C is less than or equal to B plus D. So, that generalizes here. Ngayon, so may inequality na tayo. If you take the limit on both sides, makukuha natin, may-maintain yung inequality niyan. But, diba, this is just the integral. Kasi same partition, same choice of sample point, nag-iba lang yung function. So therefore, that's going to be true. Ngayon, yung geometric interpretation, may figure siya sa book. Parang ganito yung itsura. Kung ito yung F, yung G, always less than or equal to, ang dapat na mangyari, yung area ng dalawa, mas malaki yung area ng F kesa sa G. Sorry, G nasa taas. Tapos, yung difference in areas yung itong ano, ito. So, by how much lamang yung G, yung area under G, ito yun. So, kaya nagiging ganyan yung inequality. Okay. Yung next na theorem ito. So, nag-i-establish siya ng bounds. Okay, so yung improved estimate is get the average of max and min. Pero wala to sa ano eh, wala to sa book eh. Ginagawa in practice lumalabas na. Minsan, pag di mo alam yung value integral, alam mo yung absolute maximum, ano yung absolute minimum na possible value, pwede mo i-estimate as probably something in between. So, ito yung best guess. Okay, ngayon, what if ang integral natin ay hindi from 0.5 to 4? So, tingnan natin yung mangyayari. So, what if from 0 to 5? So, graph ko ulit. Wag 5, masyadong mataas. 4.5. Ayun. So, ito. Ano, mark ko yung mga points. Sorry. Para mas maganda na may values. Ito. So, kung ang kailangan natin ay yung integral from 0 to 4.5, yung first and second derivative test, bibigay sa atin yung relative max at saka relative minimum. But they don't tell us kung ano yung or absolute minimum or absolute maximum ng function. So, it's always a good idea to test the endpoints para malaman ano ba talaga yung maximum value ng function sa interval na yan. Yung relative max ba na nakuha natin from yung nakuha ba natin from the first and second derivative test? Kasi pwedeng hindi yan yung maximum eh, or hindi yan yung actual minimum. Possible na yung value ay nasa endpoint. So dito, ang minimum ng f of x is still in the interval 0 to 4.5. Ang minimum ng f of x occurs at, so the minimum value is 11 point is still 1 at x equals 3. Pero yung maximum hindi na 5. It's actually 11.25. And that occurs at the endpoint. So, kung gagamitin mo yung theorem dito, yung estimate ngayon, yung bounds na makukuha natin, 0 to 4.5
Hmm?
of the function should be between absolute value ng maximum is 11.25. So 11.25 times the size of the interval, which is 4.5 minus 0. Tapos yung minimum, it's going to be 1 pa rin times 4.5 minus 0. So ito, lower bound of the integral. Ito upper bound. So estimate siya, ano yan eh, yung mga bounds kasi, they give us estimates of, okay, we don't know the value of the integral, but at least we know that it's between these two values. Tapos, pwede natin kung gagamitin natin for later computation, as long as maliit yung difference between the upper and lower bound, useful pa rin siya. For example, what if yung difference ng maximum at minimum, yung f of x, let's say f of x is a function that gives us yung yung length. Tapos ang tinatanong sa atin, volume. Tapos, yung yung f of, sorry, yung integral pala is yung ano, yung the integral gives us a length. Tapos it turns out na yung maximum at least yung maximum at minimum, kung length of a square, yung cube niyan, makakagawa tayo rin ng upper bound at lower bound. Upper and lower bounds. Yun yung ano yan eh. Yung purpose ng mga ganyang theorems ay estimates. We know it must be between these two values. If the two values are close enough for practical purposes, we don't need to evaluate the integral. Kasi, for example, yung problem, ang kailangan mo lang to one decimal place. Tapos, yung sagot mo, pareho to one decimal place, yung minimum at saka maximum. Then, okay ka na. Ano siya, it's a numerical technique din yun eh. Okay, ito naman. So, tingnan natin yung next example. Subukan mo to. So, apply the theorem. To f of x equals square root of sine x.
Mhm.
Tapos yung integral na concern natin ay from pi over 4 to 3 pi over 4. So ano yung upper bound from the theorem? Ano yung lower bound? Tapos pag tapos ka na patingin. Yeah. So pi over 4 to 3. Kaya linisin ko lang. Pi over 4 to 3 pi over 4. So we want an upper bound for the integral of f of x from pi over 4 to 3 pi over 4. Wala pa tayong techniques for evaluating an integral like that, di ba?
Wala pa yata mo. Yung square root of ano.
Square root of sine x. So, Kailangan na, so at least bounds. Ano kaya maximum or just possible value, smallest possible value na makukuha natin from the theorem. Okay, so stop sharing na ako para pwede kong makita yung ginagawa mo. So pi over 4 to 3 pi over 4. Tapos f of x is square root of sine x.
Kailan mo? Ha? Okay, sinamatay. Charge ko lang po yung tab. Namatay.
Sige.
Okay. So, square root of sin x mo.
Oo. So kailangan natin ng upper bound and lower bound.
Bale, Desmos.
Okay. Mm,
Wow, Desmos is 3D already. Nice.
sige. Graph mo using Desmos. Okay lang na ganon.
Meron pala na pong, di ba po dati po yung GeoGebra lang yung may 3D ngayon po. And Desmos developing their own 3D. So,
May ano? Sorry.
3D po na calculator.
Ah,
Oh, sige tayo. Fine.
okay. So, ano yung maximum value ng function? Ano yung minimum value?
Wala mo. Mhm. Tapos nun, ano, ano from ito. Anyway, maximum is line. 1.
Tapos yung minimum,
Minimum is, what's this? Mm, 0.6, 0.7. 8, 9 over.
Um, Gamitin mo yung mga yung mga roots.
Okay.
May
So, mga
exact value yan eh.
0.7.
Hindi,
0.7.
exact value. So, ano ba yung sign of pi over 4?
9 of pi over 4.
Ah,
Square root of 2 over 2.
okay. Kung square root of 2 over 2, ano yung square root nun?
Square root of the square root of 2. So,
Use exponents. 2 raised, so 1 over square root of 2 is a square root mo pa. So 2 to the negative 1 half.
bila mo. So, square root of 2 over 2. Tapos yung square root nun. 2 to the 1/4 over square root of 2. Mm,
So 2 raised to the, teka, ano ko lang kung, teka, check ko lang So, square root of 2 over 2, and then kailangan natin i-raise to 1 half. That's going to be 2 to the 1 half. 2 to the negative 1 half raised to the 1 half. Or 2 to the negative 1/4. So,
mm,
2 to the 3/4 over 2. Okay, sige. Ngayon, based on those numbers, ano ngayon yung upper bound, lower bound?
I don't think that is the case. Yung lower bound na po is... wait. Okay, tama naman. So, nandun siya. Tapos, 2 to the 3/4 over 2. Mm,
So, the integral is between,
tsaka square root of 2 over 2. And something.
wait, x is pi over 4, di ba?
Nabo.
So, dapat kung yung point na yan, pi over 4, 2 to the 3/4 over 2.
Wait, something doesn't add up. Wait, nabo. I think, the graph is wrong. Yes, okay, it's wrong. So, may nabo.
Teka, ano ba yung ginraph mo? Square root of sine x?
Okay, there. Yun, okay. So, yun na mo.
Okay, pakipaste ng graph.
The tomfoolery went unnoticed kasi hindi po, talagang 1 pa rin po yung maximum.
Tapos yung exact value ng minimum.
So, the exact value of the minimum is... Wait, where's the dotted line?
So 2 to the,
So, 2 to the... What down? 2 to the 3... Oh, no. Horrible. 2 to the 3... And then this is
yun, so 1.
1.
So pi over 2, 1 yung point.
Tapos, pi over 2. Should be a shortcut from changing. Hindi. Okay, so, mm, ano, so, where's the highlighter when I need it? Okay, so nice highlight anyway. Mm,
So, ano yung lower bound ng integral?
mm, pi over 4. So,
So, the integral is greater than or equal to anong value?
wait, copy. Yan. Greater than or equal to this times, saan na? Pi over 2.
Mhm. So, 2 to the 3/4 over 2 times, sorry, tama. 2 to the 3/4 over 2 times pi over 2.
4 to pi 2 to the, okay. Pi 2 to the over 4.
Mhm.
Ang tapos it's turn less than or equal to 1 so pi over 2. Okay. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Kung
Yes.
ang accuracy lang na kailangan mo ay to 1 decimal place, ano yung so ano yung lumalabas sa ano, the values ng pi over 2 at saka pi times 2 to the 3/4 over. So nasa 1.57.
Para ano pa, significant figure maging 2. So pi times 2 to the 3/4. Okay, over 4. 1.32. So, kung ano lang, 1.57079 divided by 2, the integral.
So yung approximate, so yung ano, yung kung ginamit mo yung rule na kanina na yung average ng dalawang yan, ano yung lumalabas na guesstimate?
Alin?
1.57 plus 1.32 divided by 2.
1.45. Wait lang po, check ko lang po sa actual calculator. Pi over 4, tapos 3 pi over 3 pi over 4 square root sin x. Yung actual answer mo is uh 1.49.
Di ba?
Not bad.
So malapit, di ba?
Bobo.
Okay. Yung next na theorem, ito kasi gagamitin to sa proof ng fundamental theorem of calculus. So, share ko ulit yung screen ko. So, yung ang tawag dito yung mean value theorem. So, meron din for derivatives pero hindi pa natin ginagawa yung malinis na theorem for derivative, yung malinis na yung yung Math 53 treatment or Math 21 treatment. So, baliktad yung ordering natin Anyway, tingnan natin to. Yung mean value theorem. Pag may integral tayo from A to B of f of x dx, Ang claim, ang condition na importante dito, f of x is continuous. So ano ang ibig sabihin ng continuous? Yung graph niya, walang putol. Connected together. Pag violated yan, hindi gagana itong theorem na to. So, as long as f of x is continuous, ang sinasabi niyan ay this is actually equal to some f evaluated at some constant times v minus a. So, f of x is continuous. There exists a constant c na nasa loob ng interval na yan. Ko to. Which is inside the interval a to b, so that yung integral can be written as f of that constant times v minus a. So, example, ganito. What if meron kang, let's say, yung function. So, syempre, ito yung maximum possible, yung area ng big rectangle. Yung smallest possible, yung area ng small rectangle dito from the previous theorem. Pero ang claim, somewhere there's some value of c, di ba ito? Hindi exactly ano yun na there is some value of c so that this area is equal to the integral. Parang ito magka-cancel dito, this will cancel with this. So, kaya nangyayari na you can find a constant as long as continuous yung function. Ang main na silbi talaga niyan ay okay, hindi natin magawa yung A at B. We can guess some value of C between na kaya ano yan ito yung there must be some value C between na f of C times V minus A is going to be the same value. Ngayon, ang pinaka-use lang niyan talaga ay para sa akin, yung pinaka-use talaga yan ay yun sa proof ng fundamental theorem of calculus. Kasi, pag ginagawa natin yung fundamental theorem of calculus, ginagamit natin yung, eventually, aabot tayo sa isang expression na mukhang ganito. F of x, ito yung x plus epsilon. Ito yung f of x, ito yung f of x plus epsilon. Tapos, kailangan natin yung value. So, yung value ng slice nito, as sasabi, there must be some this is equal to, there's some constant between x and x plus epsilon such that f of c okay. So, dun sa somewhere in the proof of the fundamental theorem of calculus, di ba yung derivative of f of x di ba? Ito yung fundamental theorem of calculus Differentiate, kung x yung limit and you differentiate with respect to x, this becomes f of x. Somewhere in the proof, kailangan to. Tapos, and then you take the limit or lalabas to. So, if you take the limit, we know c is between x and s is between x and x plus epsilon. If you take the limit as epsilon goes to 0, may ipit yung c sa dalawa. Kaya ito, nagiging ganito. Yan yung yan yung, I think, para sa akin, biggest purpose nung theorem na to, na there's a constant One, well, it's estimation. Yung second ay yung proof ng fundamental theorem of calculus. Okay, ngayon, ito yung isang example.
Example.
Yung integral of x square from 1 to 3. So we know that x square is continuous in the interval 1 to 3. So the theorem says there must be a constant so that f of c times 3 minus 1, that's going to be x squared, this integral. Ngayon, di ba, kaya natin i-evaluate yan using yung limiting process, di ba? Pero i-quote na lang natin kung ano yung magiging result nun. We know na kapag using yung mga techniques that we already know, ang x squared dx is actually x cubed over 3 from 1 to 3, or 3 times 3, so this is going to be 9 minus 1 third. 3 times 3 is 9, times 3 is 27, over 3 that's 9. Yeah, minus 1 third. 27, so this is going to be 26 over 3. So we know ito yung exact value. So ano yung constant na yun? So let's plug it in. F of c, so that's going to be c squared. 3 minus 1 is 2. So we get c squared is 12 over 3. No, 13 over 3, sorry. Or c is equal to square root of 13 over 3. Ngayon, check natin. Nasa loob ba yun ng interval na 1 to 3? So if you use a calculator, so square root of 13 divided by 3, that's approximately 2.08. So pasok siya. It's between 1 to 3. Ngayon, graph natin to sa Desmos. So the function is x squared. Tapos, ang region of interest is only 1 to 3. And then, yeah, tapusin ko na yung graph. 1 to 3. And, pakita ko na yung scale. And then, y equals, ano to? Square root of 13 over 3. Tama ba yan? Kaya, check natin yung value. X cubed from 1 to 3, that's going to be x cubed over 3. 3 times 3 is 9, times 3 is 27. So 26 over 3 divided by 2. 13 over 3, square root of 13 over 3. Hmm. Ano nagtataka ako sa value natin?
Uh-huh.
Hindi, ito yung lumalabas sa graph ko eh.
Check ko po sa real na ano po. 1, 3, x squared. 26/3 po.
Hindi. Okay, 26/3 is equal to c square. Yan yung, ano, yan yung function, di ba? Times 3 minus 1. So, tama naman. 13/3. Uh, tama ba? 26 divided by... So, 13/3 nga. Medyo weird lang para sa akin na hindi lumalabas yung ini-expect ko na behavior eh. Ay, na f of c. Ayun. Y is equal to... Ayun, alam ko na kung bakit. Ito. F of c is... Ang kailangan natin c square, hindi c. So, ito yung ano. Ito yung graph. So, tingnan mo yung lumalabas sa graph dito. Kaya, pangit yung ano, naputol. Yan. Okay. So, tingnan natin yung integral is this area. Diba? Tapos, ang claim, ito naman. Ang claim, it's the same area as this. Ito. So, ang mako-conclude natin, itong part na to, gamit akong ibang kulay. Itong portion na to, ito, at ito, magkasing laki. Or same area. Ano to eh? Ito yung y equals f of c, which is 13/3. Klaro ba?
Mabo.
Okay. So, yun yung sa mean value theorem. Ngayon, ano ba definition ng average ng isang function? So, ito yung next na, no? So, on an interval. So, definition to. So, the average of the function is defined to be, um, first, integrate mo yung function sa interval, and then divide by b minus a. So, yung value ng constant na yan, yung f of c natin sa mean value theorem, yan yung average value of the function. Yan yung interpretation niya. So, if you have an integral, tapos that's, di ba, there exists a constant, from the mean value theorem, there is some constant na fc times b minus a is f of x is integral. Tapos ang interpretation, kaya siya mean value theorem. Mean is also another word for average. So, the mean value theorem or the average value theorem, sinasabi niya na kapag continuous yung function, the average exists and will be, there must be some constant so that f of c is going to be the average. Ngayon, yung yung definition na to, yung average of a function and interval, the definition is still true even when the function is not continuous. So, ano ba yung example sa mga, pwede gumawa ng functions na ganyan eh. For example, what if yung function mo step function? Ganito. Tapos, so this is 1, this is 2, tapos ito. Tapos pinapa-integrate sa'yo. Ano yung integral ng 0, 1, 2? And ito yung graph. The integral, kaya natin i-partition yan into this area plus this area. So, yun yung ano, generalization yun. Pag discontinuous function, pwede ka pa rin mag-define. Ika-cut up mo lang siya into continuous segments. So dito, yung lalabas na area ay 1 times 1 plus 2 times 1 or 3. Ngayon, it's impossible to find some value of c. So for this function, there exists no value of c such that f of c times b minus a is equal to 3. Wala. Kasi ang lalabas niyan eh, 'di ba? 1.5 yung area, yung average value nandito eh. So, hindi siya ever yung 1.5 is not a value of the function. So, hindi talaga mangyayari. Pero the average is defined. Yung 3. Uh, sorry. Yung integral is defined. The average is 3 divided by 1 by 2. Sorry, 0 to 2 pala to. Para covered lahat yan. So, 2 minus 0. Yan. So, yung average value is going to be 1.5. So, the average of f of x is going to be 1.5. Kasi divide natin by 2. Tapos, f of c does not exist. Imposible makahanap ng f of c, so that f of c times 2 minus 0 is 3. Kasi the only possible values of the function are 1 and 2. Not possible. Okay, so let's now go to let's start with the exercises. Okay, exercise 4.6, number 1. So, check yung Leithold. So, do exercise 4.6.1. Yung tanong, -1 to 3 Tapos, ano dapat yung inequality dito? So, ang pwede mong gawin, you can use Desmos dito para mag-graph.
Sige po.
Kasi mas mo interpret yan kapag may graph ka eh. Or pwede rin gawin na subtract natin. This is going to be x squared plus 2, which is greater than or equal to 0. Anyway, stop share na ako. Tapos,
Kailan mo, kailan?
pakituloy.
2x² minus 4. Oops. Oops. Kailan mo?
Okay. So, stop share now. Tapos, yan. Tapos, patingin ng screen mo.
Sige po. 'Yun. Ano po kasi yung integral? Kailan mo?
So, 4.6 number 1 yan.
2x². Ay, mali. I think it's pretty obvious which is true, pero sige po. Okay. So, it's clearly true, pero anyway. Hmm,
Okay. So, paano papakita na ano yung function na mas malaki? May analytic proof ka ba?
mm,
So, how
uh,
can you show na 2x squared minus 4 is greater than x squared minus 6 sa interval na yan?
dito yung, is it necessarily true ba naman? So, kung ito yung minimum, is it necessarily true na ano?
Ne,
Min,
tingnan mo yung ano, subtract mo yung dalawa. 2x squared minus 4 minus x squared minus 6.
so
Anong
it's
mangyayari?
the positive one. Okay, so, uh,
Which is greater than or equal to 0.
okay, so there's definitely ano mo.
So, therefore, 2x squared minus 4 is greater than or equal to. Ne, yung 2x squared minus 4 muna. Yung inequality muna na yun. Is greater than or equal to. Kasi yan yung in-establishment natin eh. Pwede nga gawin natin strict inequality yan eh. Greater than. Kasi yung
Kasi may
minimum ng x squared plus 2. Diba? Greater than 0 talaga yan. Okay. So, next. Ito, yung kasunod, yung square root of 6 minus x at saka square root of x minus 2 from 4 to 5. So integral from 4 to 5 of square root of 6 minus x and x minus 2. Six minus 5 is 1. Okay, so let's start with so how do we prove that? Okay. So sa number 2, integral from 4 to 5 of square root of 6 minus x dx versus the integral from 4 to 5 of square root of x minus 2 dx.
Okay, so na-sure na mo. Ito na mo.
Teka, wala, wala pang lumalabas eh.
Hindi ba gumagalaw? Meron na ba bang gumagalaw?
Gumagalaw naman. Kaya lang wala ka pang susulat na connected sa problem.
Ah,
Ah,
kasi kanina po parang wala eh. Hindi ko ba, wala yata po kayo nakita.
okay na ako diyan, no? So since 2x squared minus 4 is greater than x
Okay.
squared minus 6, yung next number na, yung integral from 4 to 5,
Square root of negative.
tapos ano yung dapat niya ilagay diyan? So, pwede mong i-graph muna para ma-check kung alin yung mas malaking function. Pero gusto kong makita rin ng analytic proof na talagang greater than ano siya.
Okay, so definitely greater than that. So, ano ba? Ano?
Teka, nag-focus ka ba sa interval na 4 to 5? So sa graph, kung ginraph mo siya using Desmos, dapat between 4 and 5 lang.
Okay, so that's strict. So,
So
where is,
anong mas malaki?
okay, definitely yung 6 minus x po kasi this doesn't exist.
Hindi. Tingnan mo, square root of 4 minus 2 exists. Square root of 5 minus 2 exists. Kaya importante yung interval dyan. So
Wait.
tingnan mo yung behavior ng function within that interval from 4 to x between 4 to 5.
Hmm, wait a minute. So, kung ano po, wala mismo yung mismong function.
Teka, anong lumalabas sa pwedeng pa-share nung yung
Yung ano ka
Desmos.
naman ako mo.
Sige. So ano yung mas malaking function
Yun,
sa interval?
dito po is yung sa x minus 2. Kaya pala kasi 2 minus x pa yung nilagay ko kaya wala lumalabas. Okay, anyway. Ito na po.
Ayan. Ngayon, so from the graph kita natin. Ngayon, how do we prove that?
Hmm.
Na square root of x minus 2 is greater than square root of 6 minus x.
Uh, Geometry. Mm,
Hindi. Yung an algebraic proof.
an algebraic proof. Mm, might be easier said than done. Okay. So, kung subtraction lang,
So, anong
kailangan,
isasubtract mo?
kung sa 5 tsaka sa 4, ano naman? Mm, x minus 2 minus x minus x. Pero only in this interval. Okay, okay
Okay.
lang.
Hindi natin,
So,
ang problema, hindi natin masimplify yan eh. Di ba?
mm, oh no. Yun nga po, hindi po masimplify. So,
Okay. Sige. Kung i-anti-rationalize mo yan, multiply numerator and denominator by square root of x minus 2
conjugate po, plus.
plus square root of 6 minus x. Anong mangyayari?
Bale, x minus 2, mm, 6 x. Di ba po ito yung same problem?
Hindi pa. Tingnan mo mangyayari niyan.
Meron na po sa ilalim.
Okay.
Equal
So, ano yung numerator?
2x minus 8 over
Teka, minus 6 uh, minus 6. So, 2x minus 8
mm,
over square root of x minus 2 plus 6 minus x. Okay. Mukhang, well,
no.
pwede, mukhang ano mas complicated siya kaya dun sa proof na iniisip ko eh. Pero, pwede ka mag-add and subtract dyan eh. Kasi ini-evaluate natin siya for x equal to between 4 and 5, di ba?
No.
So, factor out 2 sa numerator. Okay, ngayon, yung denominator within the interval 4 to 5, ano pwede mo i-conclude dyan? Positive squared sila pareho,
Or within,
tapos hindi sila pareho nagsi-zero, di ba? So, positive definite yung denominator. Okay, ngayon, tingnan mo yung x minus 4 naman. So, ang x minus 4 is greater than 0 kapag x is between 4 and 5.
remove.
Okay, which proves yung gusto natin ipakita.
Okay, so therefore, greater than or equal to.
Hmm. Okay, anyway, we'll stop here and then we'll continue on Sunday. So, balik physics tayo sa Sunday. Okay?
Okay po.
Sige, so see you on Sunday. Bye-bye.
Kaya po, thank you po. Um,